are listening to Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford. Now let's head to the field with Zach Epstein.
Welcome, football fans. It is time for some high school football. My name is Zach Epstein. I'm super excited to bring this to y'all tonight. Unfortunately, not joined by my partner in crime tonight, Mickey Bouchon. He's usually in the booth with me, but happy to bring one to y'all tonight on a spooky Halloween, exactly for this beginning game. Not Halloween, sorry, spooky Friday the 13th. Got my numbers backwards there. But either way, it's a nice 81 degrees outside. Beautiful day for some high school football. I really think this one is going to be a great one between the Stony Point Tigers and the Vista Ridge Rangers. Now, before we get into a few things, would like to go through a few of our sponsors here in a little bit. But first, let's give you a little bit of a set the scene here for the district standings. So we can see here that we are truly in a good matchup between everybody. At this point, district has just gotten underway, so seeing a few things uncover for the first time, as we have Vandegrift starting off 7-0, 4-0 in district, followed by Round Rock, who is slightly behind them at 3-4 on the year. So they're doing a really good job kind of climbing to those rankings towards the end of it, but they are followed by Vista Ridge and Westwood, then McNeil, Stony Point, Manor, and Cedar Ridge all follow. And so that kind of rounds out the district standings. We'll get into that a little bit more, but we're going to jump into a little bit of a commercial break. So we'll be right back to go in a little bit further.
Longtime McNeil parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net. Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. With stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard, Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. covertford.com.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045. Visit Maze Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at mazestreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local. RJAC Pressure Washing, Epoxy and Stain. Veteran owned and operated, serving Central Texas. For the last 10 years, residential and commercial services available, here for all your decorative flooring needs. Call us at 512-593-8567. That's 512-593-8567. You are listening to the Horn Webcast Network, powered by iHSFAN. If you're interested in advertising on or privately supporting this webcast, please reach out to us on Twitter at iHSFAN. All audio rights of this webcast presentation belong to iHSFAN, and any intent to rebroadcast or retransmit must have express written consent from iHSFAN.
Welcome back, folks. Zach Epstein here on the call. Really excited to bring this one to y'all today as we have two very talented teams going against each other. Of course, we will jump into a little bit more about the season to give y'all a little bit of context as we appreciate you joining us tonight on iHSFAN Network. This is powered by Covert Ford, so we appreciate everybody joining us for some Round Rock ISD football tonight. I will be bringing you the game between Stony Point Tigers and Vista Ridge Rangers. Just a brief look. I know I kind of got a little cut off there at the end when looking at the district standings. So just going back a little bit, and again, it's just myself tonight, folks, so you'll be hearing me quite a bit. But just in general, district standings looking like Vandergrift is kind of running away with that top spot. They are 7-0, 4-0 in district. They played Round Rock last night, who is the second place right now at 3-1 in district, 3-4 in the year. Vandergrift got the upper hand there and was able to, take home a 45-3 victory. That brings us to third place right now, which is Vista Ridge. They're sitting pretty here at this position with a 2-1 district record, going 5-1 on the year so far. So their first loss in district and on the year happened 3 weeks ago, actually because of the bye, to MacLeod, where they dropped a 7-6 game. Besides that, though, doing fantastic throughout the year, playing Bowie, Georgetown, and Clemens shirts, and getting victories there, 21-14, 28-17, and 24-0 respectively. Then they opened up district play against Cedar Ridge, who has had a tough time this year, starting off 28-7 in that game for Vista Ridge. So getting a victory there, and then as I mentioned, the loss to MacLeod 7-6, and we do see them pick up a win last week against Westwood, who has had a very, very strong offensive year this year, and doing pretty well. So that kind of rounds out the Vista Ridge games that they've been able to play. Now going back into the district schedule and kind of more of the standings, if you will, Vista Ridge rounds out at the third spot. Then Westwood, who I mentioned, they beat last week on Thursday night. So Westwood has that fourth spot right now, but it gets interesting as Westwood is 4-2. They're 1-2 in district. Then MacLeod is 3-3, 1-2 in district. Stony Point is 3-3, 1-2 in district, and Manor is 3-3, 1-2 in district. With Cedar Ridge rounding out the top rounding out all the teams there at 2-4 and 0-3. So I just mentioned 4 teams in this district are at 1-2 right now, and we do have a couple matchups today that are going on in the area, not just this game. So this game, obviously, between Stony Point and Vista Ridge. Stony Point is 1-2. Vista Ridge is 2-1 on the year. So Vista Ridge hoping to continue to have that 2 or 3 spot, as Round Rock is 3-1 as well. Vista Ridge looking to go 3-1, but Stony Point is looking to kind of take a little bit of charge here and go 2-2 into district, where we are seeing Westwood and McNeil play tonight, who are both 1-2 as well, and Cedar Ridge takes on Manor. So a chance for all these teams to kind of get back into the action, kind of start fighting for that 4th place spot. Only 3 more district games are going to be played after tonight. So it is going to heat up, and we are going to see a lot of action tonight, as we have 2 pretty good offenses going against each other, and as well as some defense. So with that being said, I'd love to get into a little bit more of how Stony Point has looked. So we mentioned how good that Vista Ridge has looked, as they're 5-1 on the year. Stony Point, on the other hand, coming in at 3-3. The last couple games against Austin High, opening up opening up the season, 24-21, and then taking a loss to Colleen, 48-10 to 40. I apologize. So seeing a lot of scoring in that game. Pflugerville was 19-0 win for them. They did take on Vandergrift, who again is a top-ranked team, not just in this district, not just in Austin, but in the entire state of Texas. Very good this year, and they happen to be leading the district, as I mentioned earlier. Then we have Round Rock at the next game on the list, where they are the 2nd best team in the district, but Stony Point did lose 28-0 in that battle there. And finally, last week, topping off a win, getting back in the win column after 2 straight losses, Stony Point was able to beat Cedar Ridge 21-17. So it is tonight. I believe we had a lot of recognitions on the Vista Ridge side. The dance team, as well as the band, got all the recognition, so possibly might be senior night tonight. I wish I had the wherewithal, but a great look from all the crowd, as you can see here on your screen. We are seeing a lot of pink from the Vista Ridge side, as they have their student section getting all ready to go, all ready to support breast cancer. That's, of course, why the pink is out. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is October. And on the Stony Point side, we do see the blow-up coming out, so hopefully these teams will set place soon. Vista Ridge is set to come out of the tunnel first, as Stony Point usually takes their time coming out of the locker rooms. We do see that there's only about 8 minutes left before we get kicked off. So, a little bit of time here to just kind of think about ways that, I've been with Stony Point a lot this year, have the pleasure to be covering them alongside Mickey Bouchon, who's unfortunately not here tonight, missing him tonight. So if you're listening, Mickey, miss you. But having said that, Stony Point has had to start a lot of sophomores this year, something that I don't think Vista Ridge usually has to take, as I do see a good amount of seniors on their roster this year comparatively. So a much older team in Vista Ridge, but being 5-1 and 2-1 and 3-1 and 2-1 in district, they gotta be feeling good about coming into this game, as we have 7 minutes and 17 seconds, and this is a unique stadium as it sits on the Vista Ridge property, so it's a very, very close home game for a lot of these fans and a lot of these kids in the area, and what a beautiful stadium it is. So we're about to get kicked off and underway, but let us just bring up a few things that I think, again, Stony Point needs to do in order to get a win tonight, as they're facing a really good team, and that's, I think, staying on the defensive front and giving them enough time offensively to stay off the field and be well rested. We've seen this defense kind of be one of the better teams in the district, holding a lot of teams to few points, really only allowing over 28 points twice this year, which is definitely a feat. But same thing on the Vista Ridge side. Their defense looks very tough, as they're not really allowing much scoring going on. And in the one game they did lose, they only gave up 1 touchdown, so it was a defensive stalemate although we are about to see this team come out onto the field for the first time. I think it's really important to mention that, one, this is a huge game in terms of where we could see the district going. Like I said, there's two teams that are 1-2 playing tonight, so one of those teams is going to go 1-3, and one of those teams is going to go 2-2, potentially slotting themselves in that second place or fourth place in district, where we do see Stony Point, risk potentially dropping down to outside of the top 4 contention, as right now they are tied for the 4th spot, as Vista Ridge is really looking to go 3-1 in district. However, it is important to note that if Vista Ridge does lose tonight and Stony Point does win, that puts them right on the same playing field. So despite the difference in overall victory, it only matters what happens when you get into district play, and that's the truest story, and what a great view tonight. What's unique about Texas football is, if we look at on your screen right now, we can see Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, where I'm usually at and where most of the games are usually at, but it's off in the distance there. A really close, cool thing to see as, we have the tallest areas in Texas, usually some football stadiums, but there is the Stony Point Tigers coming out onto the field. They are in the white hats with white jerseys and blue pants tonight. And then on your other side, we have Vista Ridge Rangers coming out onto the field, coming through that pink banner, and they're also coming onto the field with a lot of energy. They are repping the white hats as well, with the red jerseys and red pants with pinstripe down the side. So two very good-looking jerseys tonight, and what a beautiful stadium we have here today. I'm really excited to bring this one to y'all. Gonna bring y'all the kickoff here in a second, but we will have the national anthem. So I'm going to take a brief break before we get back to the action, and we'll just sit tight and let you watch the national anthem, and then we'll come back, and what we'll do is we'll watch the coin toss, and then after the coin toss, we'll get ready for kickoff. But for now, let's just sit tight, and I'll be back in a minute. Hey folks, so it looks like we are doing the coin toss first. So the coin toss is up in the air, and it'll be deferred on the field. So Stony Point will defer here. They will be kicking the ball off to start the game, and we will have Stony Point kicking off the ball to start the game, and Vista Ridge will be receiving as they just deferred. So now we're just going to see the directions and where that goes. So again, Vista Ridge will be receiving the ball, and there's the hands right there. So now we will be having the national anthem in a second. Some good stuff there. So all good happiness by both sides. Really good to see. Always the good sportsmanship. But we do have a great game of football, and It is beautiful out tonight, so we'll bring you the national anthem real quick, and we'll be, again, right back. There it was, folks. So that was the national anthem performed by the Vista Ridge Choir. So great job down to everybody who was involved with that, even the color guard as they're exiting the field. But we have football time, and I'm really excited to bring it to y'all today. Super pumped, as this one is going to be a good one. I guarantee it. It's going to be a very close game, I hope, and I hope everybody comes out feeling good. But one side is always going to be feeling bad, so that's the best thing about these sports. So one side's always good, and one side you've got to feel bad coming out of the game. So we'll definitely get to it in a second, but I really just want to shout out and give a thank to everybody who is watching right now and joining us tonight. We are super excited to see y'all here, and just wanted to let y'all know that we will be here for the rest of the year for the football season, as this is iHSFAN presented by Covert Ford, and we are presenting Round Rock ISD football, like I said, all year. So you can join multiple different games. Tonight we have 2 different streams going on. Like I said, we're bringing us all the action between Maynard and Cedar Ridge, and then MacLeod and Westwood. So please join in and check out those 2 games, as well as, we have a couple games, maybe go to halftime. You want to go check out some football, stay on the app, stay in the channel, just go check it out. So, I think what will happen here now is we'll definitely get ready for kickoff. Really excited to, bring this one to y'all. Like I keep saying, I just love October football. It's getting to the time where it's not too cold, not too hot. Got a little bit of rain back, feeling good outside. So it really happy times in October, and I know everybody is always so busy, but happy to bring this one to y'all again today. And I know Vista Ridge is very excited to be having a home game. Their jerseys look very nice tonight, as I mentioned earlier, in the white hats, red jerseys, and white bottoms. Opposite the Stony Point, who is in the white tops, blue bottoms, and white hats. So should be a good game tonight. We are going to have Noah Lopez kick off for the Stony Point Tigers. So again, Stony Point loves to do this every game. They love to kick it off and defer to start the game. But we're going to get this one underway. And there's Noah Lopez's kick. And it's deep, deep into the back of the end zone. So we will not see a return. But we'll go ahead and get started here with the Vista Ridge offense coming out with a few good games under their belt. I mean, they are 5-1, so they got to be feeling good about this one. We'll see, who is the playmakers tonight. I have a feeling it's going to be their running back, J.D. Jackson, who is leading most of I think he's 5th in district right now, according to Max Preps, for running the football. So he is number 10 out there, and it'll be interesting to see what he does tonight. Number 11, Tommy Figueroa, joins him as the backup quarterback back there. And there's a snap. Not much doing on that one. Just going back to the line of scrimmage there. So maybe a yard or two gain. So it'll be 2nd and 2 there. And apologies, quarterback is Jackson Arnott for the Rangers. And out at wide receiver, we have Simon Tessafe. And we will have twins to the top of your screen, dual back set, snap, and run again by Jackson. Gets stuffed at the line going backwards. So he only gets about another yard there. It makes it about 3rd and 7. Good job by the Stony Point defense, doing a fantastic job just getting back there and causing disrupt. So we have trips to the top. And that's number 0 all the way out. This is side Tian Murray. So Arnott takes the ball, flings it out wide. Nothing doing there. And so we will have a quick 3-and-out situation. And ball was intended for Simon Tessafe, who's big target out there, number 19. So we'll see team come out this one with a punt. And back to punt. He waits for the snap. Low snap, gets the ball away, and back to return is Werner for the Stony Point Tigers. Ball is down near the 49-yard line. So, folks, Stony Point will start with great field position. Gotta love that, coming out of the defensive stop, getting a 3-and-out automatically. Really showing that Stony Point, coming to play here, not really wanting to let anything happen on the ground just yet. But they did a good job stuffing. Again, Jackson is going to be a tough one to stop tonight, as he is, again, leading in district as a good running back in the 5th spot right now. So we have Kenneth Calbus and joined in the backfield by Bolton. So here we go. Twin set to the top of the screen. Kenneth drops back. He throws a ball, and it gets bobbled. That was bobbled by Gomez. So a good ball out in space there. Just kind of fell harmlessly to the turf, but a really stout defense by number 17, Tyler Duchaquet. I will not pronounce that name. I'm sorry. I would love to know how to pronounce that. Kelton Klemke is out on the outside as well. But right now we do have a tight set here for the Tigers. Wide receiver out towards the bottom of your screen. Gomez goes in motion. Fake pitch to Gomez, and that is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And that was stopped by number 90, Max Litvinenka. So he did a good job there getting in there and stopping the play for Bolton. I'm sorry. I believe that's Xavier Hill, actually, back there. No, that is Bolton. Apologies. Xavier is number 24. But we do have a 3rd down situation here. So not much doing on first down with the incompletion. Not much doing on 2nd down with the run. But now we have 3rd down situation here. So Kenneth Calbus fakes handoff, drops back to pass. Looks like it was a design QB keeper, and he gets drilled towards the 51-yard or towards the 49-yard line, which is enough for about to make it a 4th and about 6. So being in no man's land, it looks like Coach might be, Coach Cheshire is leaving his offense on the field here. So Gutsy call to start it off. I do think that it is having to do with being in the middle of no man's land. So that meaning that, it's a little too far for a field goal, obviously, maybe a little too close for a punt. But here we go. Oh, nope. Kennick drops back into a punt spot and almost gets blocked. But he does get it away, and it does bounce right around the 16-yard line. So that is where the Rangers will set up shop. But right now, not much doing for either offense as both go 3 and out. Kind of same situation. A couple runs, a couple incomplete passes, and there we are. So either way, we will see Jackson, again, the running back, and Arnott coming at quarterback. Wide set here. We have an ace set, and then handoff to Jackson up the middle, who gets a good amount of room, but is wrestled down by Mendez, who again is filling in for Alvarado. And on the outside there, Sawyer, again, making some plays with that lengthy body. So we have trips to the top of the screen here. Man in motion. Rangers take the snap. Quick pass out. And that doesn't do much as that screen gets snuffed out by Shane Warner, who, again, is playing really lights out all season. He got a couple penalties last game that, cost the Stony Point Tigers a few, big plays, but ultimately got the win, and that's all that matters. So I know that he's probably worked on that with his coach a little bit over the past week. But we do have twins towards the top of the screen. Arnott hands it off to Jackson. Jackson makes a move, and he got some running room there. Ultimately gets the first down and taken down by Warner. So, on a short down and distance there for Rangers, they get the first down. And they're going quickly here as the chains just get set, and Jackson takes the ball again and gets stuffed. So, 2 back-to-back runs there, and Jackson looking good back at that running back position. See why he's ranked in one of the top districts for yards per game. So we are seeing a little bit of a slower pace now that they did not get the first down. We do have an ace formation in the pistol with quarterback Arnott. He takes the snap and stuffed Chimeo and Yaka in on that one. Big play, and that creates a second down and a tackle for a loss. So this defensive front, this is going to be where the battles, both these teams want to run the ball. Both these teams look like their quarterbacks can throw it, but again, establishing that run game and defensive lines for both of these sides is doing well to stuff that. Showing blitz off the outside. And again, ball gets thrown over the middle to Tesfaye, and it falls harmlessly to the ground on third down. So that will cause, again, looking for Tesfaye on the third down 2 drives in a row to try to get that deep completion. So he's definitely the guy to be looking at. And we do have number 17 dropping back to punt, and that is, again, Tyler. So Tyler drops back there to punt, and we are waiting the snap. There it is. Punt is away. Warner tells people to get out of the way. And now it falls out of bounds right around the 25-yard line. So that's where we'll pick up. 6 minutes and 59 seconds left in the first quarter of this one. So it has been a little bit of a slow start to this game. Nonetheless, it's definitely a good sign whenever you think that both defenses are playing well for the coach. So, again, really good sign to see this Stony Point team, being able to pick up a win last week, get back on track, and not go 0-3. Because that game last week, was 2 0-2 teams in district coming to play. But Stony Point has had to play the top two teams so far in district with Round Rock and Vandegrift. Hand off to Bolton on the outside. Bolton takes it. He's got some room to work, and he's moving. He keeps moving. He's got some breakaway speed there and fumbles the ball, but I think he jumped back on it. Yes, he did. So, wow, a huge play, and this is something we're kind of used to with this offense for Stony Point, is these big plays. They definitely rip them off. It's a good sign to see that it doesn't have to be Andrew Hill. And we saw Bolton, take plenty of carries last week, as he basically led the team in touches, and he also led them in yards. So hoping to get the ball in his hands a little bit more. But we do have a tighter set here for the Tigers as they look to kind of run the ball maybe once more. Gomez goes in motion, handoff, fake, goes to Calbus, who gets about 5 yards there, and that was a great fake as, most of the defense was convinced that Bolton had the ball. So Coach Cheshire wants to start running the ball early, and that is apparent. And just going to, under 6 minutes here in this first quarter of action, and Stony Point just picked up their first down on a huge play. Second down and about 5 here. Fake handoff, throw to the outside to Tristan Rhymes, who catches it and goes out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. 9-yard line. So what a throw and catch right there. Tristan just slipped out of the coverage. It would look like it was a coverage 2 or maybe cover 4 situation, and they just found the soft spot in the zone, and Tristan Rhymes was wide open. So good job there by the offense to really start moving, and we are seeing, again, these big chunk plays happen for this offense, which is something that they need to get going in order to get this game underway. And now we do have a 1st and goal. Kenneth Calba sends a man in motion. Handoff again to Bolton, who takes it up the middle, and he does score. He scores a touchdown, and that's a great way to start off this game for the Stony Point Tigers. They get in the end zone, and it is 6-0. Bolton really driving that game. And I apologize, folks. Looks like our camera went out. I have to exit out. Hey, folks, sorry about that one. Apologies on the technical difficulties. And for those of you who were listening but didn't get a chance to see, that touchdown was set up by a great throw by Kenneth Calbus. So really set up on a couple 3 plays. I can name them for you. Kenneth Calbus throws the ball deep to Tristan Rhymes, gets the ball at the 9. But that was set up by a huge run by Bolton, who took it all the way down to the other side of the field, and we have Noah Lopez kicking the ball out. So apologies again on the delayed stream. Hopefully you guys were all able to kind of jump back into this one. Really excited to bring this one to you, and that was capped off by a huge touchdown run by Bolton. So he got to get most of the work there, and this offense looked very in tune with itself. Gotta love what you see if you're Coach Cheshire on that second drive of the game, and ultimately, that first drive you couldn't really get anything going, so it's good to see the big plays kind of pop off there. But Vista Ridge is not going to go out without a fight, so we're going to see them come out, and they do have twins to the bottom of the side of the screen. One receiver up top sends the up back in motion, and again, handoff to Jackson, who's got plenty of room here, but gets leveled by Owen Yaka, who takes him down, and that only goes for about a yard, maybe 2. So seeing Jackson take a few big hits here, and obviously the defense for Stony Point is definitely a strong point of this offense, or a strong point of this team, as they rely on a good amount of their seniors, and even have a D1 commit in Caden Cook going to Cal next year. So snap here again. Arnett drops back to pass, has a man open deep downfield, just overshot him though. So ultimately that ball falls harmlessly to the turf, and 2 Tigers were right there waiting for that one. So, it really just goes to show that was pretty tight coverage. But Arnott wanted to just air it out, maybe to, test the defense, test them out, see if they can maybe get something going. But that ball is intended for Tion Murray, who is streaking down the sideline and is the top side receiver. So we do have even split in receivers, ace formation, fake handoff, and then Arnott throws it deep again to Tessafe, and that ball on 3rd down, he's looking for Tessafe. 3 drives, same result for Vista Ridge. 3rd down, go to Tessafe, and it does fall incomplete. So Stony Point definitely going to be looking at that matchup all night between him and Werner, and especially keying in on 3rd down, as he's kind of their go-to guy, at least up until this point. But right now, seeing some good results from this defense for Stony Point. So 17 looks to take the snap, and he boots it away. This one's going to be received. No, it will drop on the ground, and so will be downed right at the 49-yard line. So, again, great field position. Kind of love this start, in terms of the field position game has been completely won by Stony Point, really not having to start much further than their own 40-yard line thus far. And that's kind of one of those things that not a lot of people think about in terms of, strategy in a game, and something that, you want to always control. Because if you get stops and force them to punt and you start on the right side of the field every single time, it makes it even much more easier to just score touchdowns and keep going. But nonetheless, it's difficult to do. So Stony Point comes out again in a formation here, and the ball goes to Hill, and that is not Andrew Hill, that is Xavier Hill, younger brother. So sophomore running back there, doing a good job, getting about 7 yards on the run. And this offense looks like they are cooking, getting a push up front by that offensive line. And then we did see a huge, huge catch by Tristan Rhymes. And interesting enough, 2 of these receivers on Stony Point are in the top 10, according to MaxPress, in the district for receiving yards. So that is Gomez and Rhymes. So Gomez had a few big games recently. Tristan Rhymes, of course, had a few big games at the beginning of the year. It's kind of been a little bit more quiet, but nonetheless, snap comes, and Kenneth Calbus throws it over the middle, and that was intended for Tristan Rhymes, just a bit high for him to catch that and reel it in, but almost got his hands on it. And I think if it would have been a little bit lower of a ball thrown by Kenneth Calbus, maybe they would have been able to bring that in. But just mentioned, he had a huge game in Austin High. We're catching that, last touchdown, and then also in Killeen showing, a touchdown immediately out of that game. But, Gomez is kind of taken over in terms of touchdowns recently, so no, Tristan is wanting to get one back. I think he did get one recently, but Gomez has just been on fire. So handoff again here. This one's to Hill. Hill looking to get something and does not get much. Maybe gets past the line of scrimmage. So it will be a 4th down here, but we've already seen Stony Point go for a 4th down already, kind of in the same position. So look forward to them to kind of do the same thing here. They are staying aggressive. About 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this first quarter as the clock keeps ticking along. And it's very early in this game, but just seeing what's going on, we do see that Stony Point is moving the ball, and we might have this tush push. And no, they got him. So they're looking to get a flag called there, an offsides penalty, and Kenneth Calbus, did that fake punt situation earlier where they, came out and, basically punted it away, but it looked like he was about to snap it. He just took 2 steps back. Kind of same situation there, same formation, but they run up to the line, and they try to draw him off sides, and I think they did. Refs still having a discussion here. But we will see a 1st down. So penalty there gives Stony Point life as this drive continues. And what a very smart play call by Coach Cheshire there, as he, showed what they'd done before and then ran quickly up to the line and got them to jump. So good discipline by the offense. Motion here by Gomez. And handoff looked like a read option, but that gets stuffed. Again, that is stuffed like a jalapeno popper with cheese. Josh Schwartz on the tackle. He gets a tackle for the loss, so it will be a little bit behind the sticks here as it's 2nd down and about 10. Maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage. Apologies there. So a good tackle from Vista Ridge, and trying to set Stony Point a little back right now, as they getting a lot of progress these last 2 drives. So ace formation. Kenneth Calbus drops back to pass, has pressure immediately, and gets sacked. He got sacked by, and that is number 51. 51, apologies there. So number 51, I'm getting the name here. That is Tyler Gilliland. So he gets the sack and gets credit for that, and pressure was there immediately for Vista Ridge. And I think this one's going to be coming back. Might be a holding call. Maybe a chop block there on the offense. So yes, it is going to be coming back. Second down still. Yeah, it is going to be a chop block there. So they decline the penalty, take the sack, and it'll be third down and about almost 20 here for Stony Point. So third down about 17. And Stony Point coming, and Vista Ridge coming with the blitz here. Kenneth Calbas throws it over the middle, and that ball almost gets caught, but just kind of thrown up, and Kenneth Calbas gave him a chance to get it. And again, that was Tristan Rhymes being targeted, but we will see a punt here. First traditional punt. Again, I say traditional because Stony Point, is able to kind of just use Kenneth Calbas as a punter if they need to, try to trick the defense. But first traditional punt here tonight for Stony Point, and that sack has got to hurt. Not only was that a penalty on Stony Point, but, that sack really just, they flew in there. So maybe some life from Vista Ridge as they're getting a defensive push there. Low snap, and it gets on the ground again. But good pressure by the defense to kind of, almost get there. Still gets kicked, and we do have the Vista Ridge Rangers kind of starting in the same spot they've been starting in all night. Really haven't gotten much out of their own end zone here on the own side of the field. I think the furthest they've gotten is a first down to about the 40-yard line. So looking to get on the other side of the field here, maybe potentially get a touchdown. But this defense for Stony Point is doing a fantastic job holding this team to not doing much. And again, this is one of the best rushing attacks that we've seen in the district so far. But zoomed in tight here, we have man in motion. And again, handoff to Jackson. And Jackson has some room to work, but he gets tackled. And that is Hee-Song Yang again, kind of on a tear. He had a great interception last week, which really kind of set up a good score for a touchdown and ultimately, went on to be game-winning. So, Hee-Song Yang definitely making himself apparent here. So we do have a formation of twins to the top. Handoff to Jackson, jump cut, because Chimeo Onyaka has just been in the backfield all night tonight. But that is a great tackle by number 50 on Stony Point, Jordan Garcia, who, again, has been holding down that second spot with Chimeo Onyaka. And Aaron Jones is joining them tonight at that outside linebacker position. He and Iverson Collins, it looks like Tristan Butler is out at number 20. Yeah, Tristan Butler is not there tonight. But anyways, we do have twins to the top of the screen. Snap, fake, and that ball is caught. And we'll see if that's enough for a first down, folks. It will be enough. So that is a first down. And again, going to the pass on third down, it seems to be kind of what Vista Ridge wants to do. Run, get close enough. And then, if you're further, you might have to pass it. So we do see a huge wide set here. Jackson gets the fake handoff, and then Arnett just throws it out of bounds there. So nothing doing. And it looks like, the front line for Stony Point is just able to get back and do whatever they want tonight. They're really causing havoc, and that's really caused a lot due to Chimeo Onyaka, who has just, been fantastic all year for Stony Point. So looking to get the call here for the Rangers. About 25 ticks left on the play clock. I think they might let this run down a little bit as, they have time because the clock is stopped. So snap here, Arnett looks to pass deep again, has a man open, and just out of his reach again. That on the target, that was Tian Murray, who looks like he's got a step over there on that side. So maybe coming back again. That's the second time that's happened. The first time it was a little bit more covered, but that time looked like he had a step on him. And now we're seeing a third down and 10 as those two incompletions added up. So looking to pass probably on this play as well. Arnett steps back and looks for the screen, and he does get it off. Almost got ripped in the backfield, but that only goes for about a gain of 2. So Stony Point, again, coming after the quarterback fast. And that will do it for the first quarter as we have Stony Point up 7-0 versus the Rangers. So Tigers are up. We're going to take a second break. I'm going to catch my breath, and I'll be right back with some action.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. covertford.com.
Longtime MacLeod parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net.
So, interesting enough, we do have a punting situation here. So, we will have Vista Ridge punting it off, and there it is. So, Werner back to return. He gets the ball, and he's able to corral it in, and that ball goes down to the 40-yard line. So, another time where I'm going to say it again, Stony Point is getting amazing field position here to start it off. Really, truly a good game so far for at least the viewer's perspective, as these defenses are really kind of stepping up. Tigers got something moving on that one drive, a few big plays. It's kind of been the narrative of their offense, maybe not the dink and dunk type of offense that just, drives the defense crazy, but that big play always ready to bust at any time. So we have, Twins down to the bottom side of your screen here. And that is Gomez and Joshua Gibby down at the bottom of the screen. So here comes the snap. Kenneth Calba sends Gomez in motion. And there it is. Pressure immediately. But the zone is working. And this is something that, we've kind of noticed for Stony Point, running directly at the defense hasn't proved to, be very fruitful for this team so far. But the outside zone and the outside sweep plays really kind of give these tiny backs, let's be honest, but we're very shifty and quick, a little bit of room to work, maybe a bit of time to see some angles in the play. But here comes the snap again, and that's another zone read, and that's a great tackle on the outside by number 17 again. He's been there all night tonight, and I feel so bad because I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But Tyler, again, a great tackle there. And that kind of backs things up and removes the progress there for Stony Point. So brings up a third down and about 9 possession here. 10 minutes and 50 seconds still in this first half, second quarter. Ace formation, and we do see a timeout. And that will be the first timeout we see by Vista Ridge. So I'm going to take another quick break here, catch my breath once more, but we'll be right back.
Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. With stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
And we're back, folks. Kenneth Calbus takes the snap, and he looks to run a QB keeper. Has some room to work. Does not get much, though. So that will be a 4th down situation. And, again, defense for both sides has really stepped up. And we can see it's going to be maybe a defensive stall match tonight as both these teams are kind of struggling to get anything going besides that one drive for Stony Point. So we'll see here. Back to kick again, Lopez. And back to return for Vista Ridge. We have number 1, I believe. Yeah, that is number 1, and that is Hosan Gaines. So he gets back, and here's a punt. And it rolls. It gives a friendly bounce to Stony Point. So I think Vista Ridge will actually have their first very good starting field position they've had tonight, as they are not behind the 20-yard line. They're not behind the 25-yard line. They're getting closer to that 35-yard line, actually. So really good opportunity to maybe see something that we haven't seen so far. Now they're not backed up in their own end zone. Again, this might help flipping kind of the field. Even if they do punt it, maybe they can get Stony Point a little further back than they've been starting, because Stony Point has had incredible field position all night tonight. It's just been the benefit of the doubt. Getting it closer to the 40-yard or 50-yard line every time, but only converting one time so far. So, Vista Ridge coming out in a twin set to the bottom of your screen. Snap here, and that is taken by Jackson down the middle. And we do have a new quarterback in just for that play. No, we do have a new quarterback in, and that is Grant Anderson. So looks like he'll be in there for a little bit. But he will take the snap, Anderson, hand off to Jackson, fake, and that is a end around who, Anderson gets tripped up by Isan Yang, who's been, there all year. I believe this DB group for Stony Point is very strong. One of the stronger ones we've seen in the district so far. Have playmakers at every position there, and it's definitely tough to face that on top of, a very good defensive front. So Stony Point's linebackers have also gotten involved. They're buttoned up on defense. Nonetheless, Vista Ridge has a 3rd and 3 here, very short down and distance to go, and they hand it off, and that's Arnott who gives the ball off, and that's tackle, and it looks like that tackle was by Tristan Butler. So good to see Butler back into the game, but that is enough for a first down. So another first down here for Vista Ridge. It looks like they're trying to cook something up. Not much going thus far, as they haven't been able to really get on the other side of the field, Stony Point side. Here comes the snap. Arnett looks, and he has an out route to the outside, and that is caught by number 0. And that, again, is Tion Murray, who has been targeted quite a few times tonight. So he catches one, gets about 4 yards to the outside, just a quick out route there, and that gets the second down and about 7 yards to go here. So here comes the snap. Arnett fades out to the left side, and he looks like he might tuck this one and run. Gets about to the back to the line of scrimmage. And that was a great tackle by number 22 on the defense, and that is Isaiah Cantrell coming all the way over to that linebacker position. So Isaiah Cantrell doing a good job tracking all the way over there, making sure that Arnett did not get much on the play. So now it is a 3rd down and about 6 to go. Trips down to the bottom of the screen. Empty backfield here for Vista Ridge, as Arnett is all by himself. Takes the snap and has someone open over the middle, and it gets dropped. It was a little bit behind the receiver there, and receiver just couldn't make a big enough adjustment on that one, and that ball falls harmlessly to the turf, and we'll probably see the kicking unit here as Vista Ridge got close, but they did not get across to the Stony Point side of the field, so still looking to get that done if you're Vista Ridge. But 7 minutes and about 11 to go here in this first half. Back to return is Warner, as always, for Stony Point. But a chance here to flip the field and maybe flip the script. So there's the snap, and there's the punt. It's a good one. Warner has enough to catch it, though. He takes it upfield and gets drilled. Good hit right there. So that will be the starting point. It is at the 19-yard line for Stony, the Tigers. And the Tigers are coming out here looking to probably put something together. A few frustrating drives on their end as they haven't been able to put together a really good drive besides the one they scored on. That was, ultimately helped by a few big plays. So hoping to get some of those here. So Stony Point comes with an ace formation. 2 receivers to each side of the screen. And Kennick draws back to pass, has a man open, and he adjusts, but that ball falls harmlessly to the turf. And again, finding the weak spot in that zone is Kennick Calbus. He's doing a good job finding it, but that ball was intended for Joshua Gabe, and he just was not able to adjust that one enough. And I think that ball was a little bit too far behind. So, got to put it on him and make sure that he's able to make that, catch, because he's wide open in there, and that's a good spot to find someone in the soft spots, soft openings of that zone coverage. So zooming in here, we have Kennick Calbus looking with twins on each side of him. Handoff here and gets met in the backfield. That's Bolton. So, wow, good job and good pursuit by this Vista Ridge defense as they come out firing there, able to tackle him up. And again, that is number 51 making the play, Tyler Gilliland. So he makes another good one, and that defensive line is starting to get a little push now. So getting a push and also – that's going to screw up some things for that zone read, which the zone look, on the run, which, seems to be working so far for this defense or for this offense. And, giving the ball to Bolton or the Hill on the outside, and then, they just take it and run with it because they're so quick. Here comes a 3rd down and 10 situation. Calbus met in the backfield, and that is number 55 on the play. That is Nate Cochran. So Nate Cochran does a good job getting back there. And again, there's that pressure that has not been there all game. But up until this point, it is game. Oh, we do have a flag on the field. I'm not sure what it's going to be here. Maybe unsportsmanlike conduct or some sort of flag. It was super far away. We're about, 20 yards away from the line of scrimmage and 30 yards away from where Kennick Calbus got tackled. So going to be seeing what the call is here. It looks like it's probably going to be on Vista Ridge, as the refs are talking to Coach Cheshire over there. So we'll see what the call is here. Not sure. So after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, it is going to result in a first down. So, wow. Huge opportunity there for Vista Ridge to get off the field, make them punt, maybe even get on their own side of the field, because that's going to be punting out the back of your own end zone, and a 60-yard punt for any high schooler is definitely tough, which would be the minimum to get it on the other side of the field. So Stony Point catches a huge break and a huge chance to make something happen with about 6 minutes left in this second quarter. Clock is definitely, not necessarily a factor at this point, but it is ticking down. So here we go. Calbus hands it off to Bolton, who gets the outside edge. That's all he needs sometimes, and he gets drilled out of bounds. And again, that was a great play. I believe that number 25 maybe. Yeah, Caven Jupe. So 2 brothers out there, Seth and Caven. So maybe one of them numbers look very similar, 26 and 25. But we have a set of brothers on the Stony Points with the Hills, as one is a sophomore and one is a junior. But here we go. Bolton back there with Calbus. We have twins to the bottom side of your screen. Handoff here. Fake handoff, actually, and that is kept by Calbus, who gets 3, maybe 2 yards on that one. But it does set up a third down and about 4 here. So a bit closer not what you necessarily wanted on that one. Maybe you wanted to get even closer, but nonetheless, another down to kind of make a decision here for the Tigers. And the Rangers are really trying to combat this interesting formation that Stony Point comes out and trips in a bunch formation. Calbas drops back to pass, feels the pressure, rotates out, trying to look for a receiver open, and just throws it up, and that will just go out of bounds harmlessly. But that again, the pressure is there for this defense. They're able to get there, and they're showing that it's happening quick. Kenneth Calbas looked a little frantic back there on that one, kind of panicked after he didn't see his first read open. Really led to him kind of also feeling panicked by the fact that he had a few guys right in his face about to hit him, and then he escaped the pocket, almost made a play, but ball falls harmlessly to the turf, and we will be seeing this a punt here again from the Tigers. Lopez back there to punt, boots it away. It's a pretty good punt. It's going to be caught right at the 40-yard line, taken up, and that is a good return there by number 4 on the Vista Ridge side, Cade Nathanman. So Cade Nathan does a good job there getting that one up the field real quick, and it does put them on the correct side of the field for the first time tonight, is that Vista Ridge Ranger offense as they take and set up shop right at the 47-yard line of Stony Point. So 4 minutes and 25 seconds left in this game, or in this, apologies, not this game, this half. And we look like we might have a man coverage down to the bottom of the screen between Werner and Murray. Motion here. Hand off to Jackson. Jackson gets some moves, and he gets taken down by Butler. So Butler does a good job ranging over and making that play, but not before about a 10-yard gain there for a first down. So good looks on that one. Gets their first play on opposite side of the field. And there's a snap, and nope, never mind. Everybody else moved besides the center, and we have a false start here on Vista Ridge. And so they will be marching back a little bit as they try to go maybe a bit too quick there. They ran up to the line really quick. I think that's their MO after they get a first down, is to try to snap the ball as quickly as possible and catch the defense off guard a little bit as they're trying to set back up after the first down go. So nonetheless, it creates a first down and 15 here for the Rangers as they get a chance to, again, operate in enemy territory. Looks like zone look here. Jackson gets the handoff and is met by 2 defenders immediately. That is Butler and Collins, doing a good job there, holding it down and creating a second down and 15 situation for Stony Point. Again, please like and subscribe to the iHSFAN channel. We are broadcasting live 3 games tonight and 1 game on Thursdays, with all of Round Rock football being covered and presented by Covert Ford. But we are truly happy to bring this one to you, and I hope you guys are enjoying this one. Once we go to halftime, why don't you hop around, check out the other 2 games on the network, and then hop back to this one after the halftime, unless you guys want to check out the bands. But snap here, fake handoff. And that ball is almost picked off. Oh, my. I looked like it was tipped at the line of scrimmage and almost caught by Isaiah Cantrell, as he did a good job being in the right place at the right time, but ball just bounces right off of his hands. Nonetheless, a good defensive stand right there as it creates a 3rd down and 15. So obvious passing down situation here. And we have Jackson come off the field. So we'll see Witt come out as a running back here. And he takes a snap here. And Arnott throws it all the way over. And this might be enough for a first down, folks. And it is. So that ball was completed on, I believe, just a release go route for the running back there. So Witt, Shastowski does a good job getting that one out, and first getting out of the big pickle there for the Rangers as they are set up in a 3rd and 15 situation. Now they have the ball at the 25-yard line, And so, again, Arnott drops back to pass, has a room to run. He rumbles down and slides down to the ground at the 20-yard line. So he slides down, and the helmet does come off, so he will have to take a play off, as that is a high school rule. So quarterback, again, number 8, Grant Anderson, will come in there and take a snap as we are getting closer and closer to, again, and I'm not sure why the clock wasn't running for a second, but it was not running, so I was paused just to see what was going on. 2 minutes and about 30 seconds now here, so a little bit of a race against the clock here if you're the Rangers. But here comes the snap. Arnett, handoff, and that gets stuffed. Again, stuffed like a Thanksgiving turkey, and that's stuffed by Garcia. So backing up a bit here for the Rangers, going out from about a 2nd and 5 to a 3rd and 8 situation. Stony Point trying to bend and not break on this drive. This is really a huge drive for the Rangers because Stony Point gets the ball at halftime. They deferred. So they have the chance to kind of, if they get off the field here, and get a score on the next drive, they have a chance to go up, 14-0. But really huge drive here for the Rangers, trying to get on the board and, even get a field goal, something to going right now. But ball gets snapped, and it's flown out. And again, the Rangers just not ready for the snap. Miscommunication by the center and a little bit of anger here from the Rangers as they are frustrated getting a ball and a good opportunity to score, but now having to send out the punt unit because they're out of field goal range and now have to just boot it away to, save some time. And the clock is running, so Stony Point will probably get the ball with about a minute left here, trying to get set up for the punt unit. Play clock is only at 7 seconds, so they need to snap it soon. 3 seconds on the play clock. Let's see if they just got it off, and that ball is low, but the punter does get it away, and that is a booming punt. Good punt, and wow, what a bounce for Rangers. That took just a straight up bounce. It was a great punt, and that ball will be down at the 3-yard line. A fantastic punt. That's probably one of the best punts I've seen in a while, as it was a sky high rocket that traveled about 50 yards and just bounced once straight up in the air and was downed on the next one. So 50 seconds is all there is on the clock, everyone. For Stony Point to potentially go all the way down the field and get something out of this drive would be definitely tough. We might just see them kneel this one out just to get to halftime because they're so close to the end of the end zone. Don't want a mistake, as this could be disastrous if something were to happen. But we'll see what happens here. Kenneth Kalbas a little bit closer than normal. Yep, he's going to take it under center and just try to get a few yards here. Try to get out of their own end zone and also get this play clock all the way down. They will have to snap one more time as play clock is off by about 3 seconds but they'll bring it all the way down and then probably just need this one or try to get another QB sneak. So we'll see the play clock, dip under 10 seconds here. May just even, it doesn't look like they have any plans of snapping the ball. So probably going to take a timeout with a second left. Yep, there it is. So quick timeout break here before we go to the halftime break. But we'll just keep it here just in light of everything and just bring you a little bit of action. But just some initial thoughts from this game. A lot of mistakes on both sides of the ball, and I'm sure both coaches are going to go into halftime kind of talking about that and ways to improve and maybe ways to not, have so many mental mistakes, especially on the Vista Ridge side with the snap. That snap between center and quarterback is a sacred ritual pretty much, folks. It needs to be honed in and tuned in, and that just goes to work. Many snaps, but it could be loud on the field. Definitely just seen some mistakes there. It's going to get cleaned up, no doubt. And I think right here we'll probably see just a real quick knee by Calbus, but here comes the snap. Yep, and there it is, and that will do it. We'll go to halftime, folks. Score here at Gupton Stadium. The Tigers, 7 versus the Rangers, who have 0. So we're going to go through a bit of a commercial break, kind of give myself a minute to, take a breather, and then we'll recap some games that are going on right now in the area and in the district, and then we'll kind of talk a little bit maybe about what's going on, what we could kind of forecast going into next week with what we learned from the halftime report, and then finally just a few thoughts on ways that we can, maybe improve the rest of the game, game flows, what's going to happen, what they're telling them. So all that will be said. We're going to cut it a break, though, and I will be right back with everybody in 1 minute.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045. Visit Maze Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at mazestreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local. RJAC Pressure Washing, Epoxy and Stain, veteran owned and operated, serving Central Texas. For the last 10 years, residential and commercial services available, here for all your decorative flooring needs. Call us at 512-593-8567. That's 512-593-8567. You are listening to the Horn Webcast Network, powered by iHSFAN. If you're interested in advertising on or privately supporting this webcast, please reach out to us on Twitter at iHSFAN. All audio rights of this webcast presentation belong to iHSFAN, and any intent to rebroadcast or retransmit must have express written consent from iHSFAN. Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. With stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good. You are listening to Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford. Now let's head to the field with Zach Epstein.
Hey folks, what's going on? Again, Zach Epstein here. Happy to bring this one to y'all folks. It has truly been a pleasure all year to run this, and happy to bring great football time. Former player in high school, definitely did not take any sort of talents from there into college, not that way at least, but definitely good memories out here for all of these stadiums that we get to go cover at. Definitely, fun playing at MacLeod, playing in district, a lot of familiar faces in terms of teams, a lot of new teams coming out, but just wanted to kind of check in on some scores from around the area. So Manor and Cedar Ridge do not have a score update for them just yet. Going to check another platform here in a second, but looking live at Round Rock and Westwood, or MacLeod and Westwood, It is 7-7. So feel free to jump in on that game right now on the iHSFAN network because it is going on, and we do have a bunch of 2 other games happening. So I'm actually going to go in and check on a few of those right now and just give you a score update. But yeah, for the Manor and Cedar Ridge game, it is 21-0 for Manor right now, and they are doing a good job at just, beating Cedar Ridge right now. Cedar Ridge is in their all-black uniforms tonight. So looking that way now, and if we jump over to, the McNeil-Westwood game, we see that it is 7-7 there. So still, wow, it is heating up here in terms of who is going to be where and what is going to happen. So let me get this a better picture for y'all because I know I'm probably being a little bit confusing. What I'm trying to say here is we have 4 teams tonight in district fighting for that fourth place spot right now because Vandergrift, one of the best teams in the state of Texas, maybe even the nation, is 7-0, and they are 4-0 right now. They're sitting at the top. Round Rock is sitting right there at 3-4, 3-1, second in place in district now. And now stick with me, folks. This is where it gets extremely interesting because the Rangers, Vista Ridge Rangers right now, they're 5-1, 2-1 in district. They lost last week to Round Rock. Apologies. They lost 2 weeks ago to McNeil, 7-6. So that was their first district game. Now this heats up a little bit. So they're 2-1 right now against district opponents. Westwood, who is playing McNeil right now, is 1-2, and McNeil is 1-2. So they're playing right now. I'm watching them as we speak. They're playing to try to get that, whoever gets the 2-2. So Vista Ridge is also playing Stony Point. This game right here, I'm bringing to you live. Stony Point is 1-2 in district, and Vista Ridge is 2-1 in district. So the winner of this game will either be Stony Point, who goes to 2-2, and Vista Ridge, who will go 2-2, or Vista Ridge will go 3-1, and Stony Point will go to 1-3. So this game is a huge game for all of district because then on the flip side, we have Manor and Cedar Ridge battling it out, and Manor looks like they might be taking a win there as they're up 21-0 before halftime. So that means Cedar Ridge will go to 0-4, right? If they end up, not being able to come back into this game tonight, and they go to 0-4. But that means Manor, if they win, goes to 2-2, and that means the winner of this game could go to 2-2. And if that happens, then that means Vista Ridge would go to 2-2. So that would be 3 2-2 teams, and then McNeil and Westwood are playing. So it could possibly be 4 2-2 teams, 1 1-3 team, and 1 0-4 team. So it really is heating up in terms of those last 2 spots for district are truly up for grabs. Vista Ridge, if they get a win tonight, just pushes them a little bit further away from everybody else in this district. But it is 7-0 right now, and the Rangers have not been able to really get anything going on offense. Stony Point has been able to, basically do whatever they want on defense, and offensively had a big couple plays, able to get those going, and it is 7-0 right now. So, like I said, everything is kind of heating up. Everything is kind of getting connected to the dots, but we'll have a very interesting playoff picture, a very interesting time to go, as, Stony Point has played the 2 toughest teams so far in terms of district play. Vista Ridge has played Cedar Ridge, who is 0-3. They played McNeil. They lost to McNeil. Very close game. They played Westwood. It was a very close game. Those 2 teams are playing right now. So, the middle of the pack here is up for grabs. We have Cedar Ridge kind of at the bottom, and then Vandergrift obviously at the top, and Round Rock joining them as well. But looking at the next couple games for Vista Ridge, I know I mentioned this earlier in the show, but they play Manor next week, so potentially be 2-2 versus another 2-2 team. And then the 2 weeks after that, that's where it gets extremely tough. Vandergrift, Round Rock. So these next 2 games for Vista Ridge are extremely important, given that, they kind of fall in line with the rest of the district and, go and kind of lose out because Round Rock and Vandergrift are just, 2 powerhouses. So just kind of thinking of all that context here, Vista Ridge is a lot of pressure on this game right now. and a lot of pressure on the game next week as well with Manor. Either way, this is going to be heating up for them. And kind of, Stony Point gets a few, it's gotten away from playing Vandegrift and Round Rock. They played those of the first 2 games of District, so District didn't start out too hot with 7 points scored in those 2 games total for Stony Point. But it kind of got a little bit better last week with Cedar Ridge, and now it's really looking like this team controls their own destiny if they can get a win here tonight, because they go on and play Westwood, who is 1-2 just like them. They go on to play McNeil, who is 1-2, just like them, who go on to play Manor, who is 1-2, just like them going forward. So this district play is completely open. It is wide open in every way, in every form. But that being said, the top 2 teams are probably going to get those two bids into playoffs, and then the next 2 teams need to get there. So that will be filled up, and that will be very interesting to get going. But we have about 17 minutes and 50 seconds left before we get started with everything going forward. I'm actually going to take a quick break here and let y'all watch the band, but we'll feel free, again, like I said, to join into the other broadcast and kind of watch those. And if not, please feel free to stay here and just check out these bands. These guys put in a lot of hard work and do a really good job. They're out here just as much as the football teams, especially in the summer in the hot heat. So a lot of respect for them and their approach to whatever their entertainment is this game. A lot of people they got recognized earlier. So gonna leave that here with y'all for a little bit, but I'll be right back.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. covertford.com.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
Hey folks, good to see y'all again. Hope you enjoyed the break. Really excited to bring y'all the second half action from this Tigers, Stony Point Tigers versus the Vista Ridge Rangers. Again here, we are sitting at the score of 7-0, and apologies on the scoreboard there. Realizing now that says Cedar Ridge and not Vista Ridge, get my ridges a little bit confused there. Nonetheless, we'll fix that real quick. Anyways, just checked in on a few other scores there for, looks like Manor is, or not Manor, apologies. It looks like Manor just got out on the board at 21-6 out there. Cedar Ridge has that score. So, again, you know, things kind of heating up in that one, but they are at halftime now, and we should be seeing, you know, a good amount of action hopefully coming down the line from that game. But we know the playoff implications are afoot, as I kind of went through that right before we took a break for the commercials. But again, super exciting. You know, I always love football time, especially whenever it gets down to the wire and, you know, teams can control their own destiny, that sort of deal. It really makes it a lot more fun, especially when you know, teams really are very even. Like, you know, we have a few teams in this district that you know, are very good, and just plain and simple, be as that may, we do see that Stony Point, Vista Ridge, up until now have been very close in this game. You know, Vista Ridge's record is 5-1 overall, so they haven't lost a lot. You know, they're doing a really good job, just really winning games at this point. Haven't lost too many, and the one game they did lose was, you know, one towards MacLeod, which was a 6-7 game, and so the defense obviously plays well for this team, not allowing many points over time. But when we look at this game going forward, you got to expect that Stony Point is excited, and they got to be really ecstatic about their opportunity here, you know, to go into the next 3 games of district, you know, having a 2-2 record, really being in the middle of the action with everything. But nonetheless, got about 2 minutes and 50 seconds, so I'm going to take us through a couple of games going on around the Austin area, not just ones that we're looking at here, but Rouse, for those of you fans in this area, you know, rival school over here. But Rouse is up 28-14 over Chaparral, and they are 5-1 as well. Leander is losing A&M Consolidated 42-0. Eastview and Georgetown are battling out in the battle for Georgetown. Eastview is up in that one 13-7. Don't have a score for Liberty Hill and Lockhart. Cedar Park and Hendrickson are knotted up 16-16. A big game out in Westlake, as you know, that district is just gotten so good over years with Dripping Springs being added to it. But they are playing Dripping Springs right now, and Westlake is losing 14-7. 5-1 Dripping Springs, 6-0 Westlake. So, you know, potential upset there. And taking care of business is Lake Travis, as they are up 28-0 over Anderson. Believe that will pretty much round out all the scores that I have access to right now that I think are pretty relevant for, you know, this area. A few other games being played out, but Belton and Pflugerville Conley's up 20-0. But just looking at, you know, this district, like I mentioned, there's a lot up for action at this time. You know, really just seeing a lot of great performances this game, especially from the defense. And offense, you know, has some struggles. There's a little bit of miscommunication there for Vista Ridge, Stony Point, you know, a couple penalties on each side. But I look for all of that to get cleaned up, as here come the Tigers as they come out again, getting excited. And I know Coach Cheshire was just talking to them about what they need to do to get this win, and a lot of it probably has to do with just sticking with the drives on offense, because the defense is playing absolutely lights out. And there we go. Vista Ridge is out there as well. So getting set to go here, folks, again for another round of extremely fun matchup. But just, you know, quickly, got about 30 seconds here. Just want to shout out everybody who's listening right now. We really appreciate you here over at iHSFAN. We are presenting you Round Rock ISD football, brought to you by Covert Ford. They are our title sponsor this year. Really done a fantastic job for us, and we truly love to bring a partnership. Really exciting few partners as well, as you heard on the show earlier, with a couple of these ads that, you know, Brian Kerman definitely, you know, giving out, you know, $1,000 to people who, you know, work with him. That's very generous. Super excited. Gotta love the community here in Central Texas in terms of football. It's truly an amazing feeling to be here, bringing you this action. Love the games. I mean, just looking at all the action in the stands right now, just fans all over the place. This is a great community, you know, team, especially, you know, seeing a lot of people in the stands, especially younger kids who, you know, look to be in this stage, you know, later in life. You know, a lot of these kids come to the games. I remember coming myself as a, you know, middle schooler in elementary school, come and play games, come to see games over at, you know, big high school stadiums. It's a lot of fun, a lot of community action. But just like that, folks, that halftime was absolutely very quick. Happy to bring this one back to y'all. We have the kickoff here from Vista Ridge. As you remember, they returned the kick to start off the game. So, as Stony Point always does, they usually like to defer to the second half, and this is where they'll set up shop. And I think the tale of, you know, the last half was really a position battle that, you know, Vista Ridge just could not overcome. Really not starting over on their side of the turf, on the opposing side of the turf, all but one time. So it really just not being able to move the ball into enemy territory. And when they were, mistakes happened. So a lot of frustration, I know, from these teams at large. But here we go. Kenneth Calabas has 2 men split out to wide, and quick flip to Gomez, who looks for an opening. He has one and gets about 5 yards there on the run. And again, the outside run, the zone play, the off tackle, the sweep for this offense has really been the bread and butter of this run game so far. So seeing here a defensive front, 4 down linemen, 3 backers, a traditional look here for the defense. And here we go. Kenneth Calba sends a man in motion. Here he says the snap, handoff up the middle. Not much doing, but falls forward for a few extra yards on that one. A good play. and it brings up about a 3rd and I believe 3 situation for the Tigers. And they're looking to get something moving because ultimately, without that big drive, a few big plays on that one drive, this offense has not been moving the ball that much into enemy territory. They've kind of had a few penalties, so they're looking to get something going here. And they got bailed out by a penalty, which resulted, they were 3rd down 15, resulted in a 1st down due to a penalty on the defense on sportsmanlike conduct. So, hit it, Kaba sends a man in motion, draws back to pass, immediate pressure, throws one deep, and that ball is batted to the ground, just nothing doing right there. And Kennick took a shot on that play. That ball was intended for number 19, that is Willie Freeman, who was racing down the field. Had a shot to get it, but was just a little bit too much. Good coverage there by number 26 on the defense. That is Seth Jupe. So he did a good job. Jupe or Jupe. He did a good job on that one. It brings out the punting unit here for Stony Point, and an opportunity here for Vista Ridge to get the ball back and do something with it. But here we go. Huge punt. Big sky high. It takes a friendly bounce for the Raiders out to the 40-yard line. So that's where they'll set up shop and get things moving. I know this in the student section for Vista Ridge is going crazy. They're dancing with the band right now. So love to see the action right there by the teams and especially the fans. The student sections are always a lot of fun, a lot of school spirit, and it's a good opportunity to just, do something that won't put you in a lot of trouble. I know that was something I always wanted to do, but I was playing in the games. Anyways, nonetheless, we do have twins towards your top of your screen here. Man in motion, snap, and hand off to number 5, and he takes it all the way down to the 51, I'm sorry, that's the second time saying 51-yard, 49-yard line on the opposite side of the field here. So into enemy territory, actually the ball will be spotted right at the 50-yard line. And here comes Arnott, sends a man in motion, handoff, and tries to make some moves happen, but ultimately does not get back to the line of scrimmage. So ball will actually be at the line of scrimmage. So good spot there by the refs. They do a good job getting that one down. And so it will be 2nd down and 10 here for the Rangers. And the Rangers are looking to get something moving. And they just had a few mishaps that have not led to success here so far. So here we go. Handoff up the middle. And again, not much doing. Just taken down by a slew of Tigers there. So they get him down. So all night, it's been a struggle for both of these offenses to get something going. But 3rd down and 10 here, something maybe, look for, and something they did on the first couple drives in the first quarter is they went to big number 19, Tessafe, who you see on your screen moving towards the other side of the field. So maybe look to see them target him. He is towards the opposite side of the field. That is a far throw for any quarterback at this age. But here we go. Snap. Fake handoff, and got a man open over the middle. It looks like it will be incomplete. No flag on the play, so defense gets off the field. Good job by Stony Point. I kind of expected a flag to come in there a little bit later. Maybe looked like Garcia got a little bit in there earlier, but nonetheless, will be a punting situation here for the Rangers, who were just not able to get across the opposite side of the field. Again, something they've struggled with all night, getting into enemy territory. But here comes the snap. It is a good snap and great punt, a booming punt. Warner backs up a little bit, and that takes a friendly Ranger bounce, another friendly bounce. That's going to roll to the 5-yard line. Really, really, really good bounce, and Werner maybe should have thought about taking that one out, as it was a long, high, booming punt, but this punter is doing a good job pinning back this offense and trying to make them work as hard as they can. Got 95 yards in front of them before pay dirt. So we'll see what Kennett Calabas can do. I mean, this is not the first time they've been, backed up to their own end zone. We saw this right before the half ended, but, just kind of ran out the clock there. So really first time in a pinch, and you don't want to punt it from the back of your end zone and, potentially have a bad snap. And there's just a lot of things that can go wrong. So got to be careful with the ball here. Man in motion, Calabas hands it off. An easy handoff there, not much doing, but it gets about a yard there. So apologies for not tracking that one, but that, was taken by Bolton, who has done a good job toting the rock, had a huge run in the first quarter, and then has been a little bit quiet since. Got the touchdown run as well, but again, a little bit quiet since then. And I know both of these teams are itching to try to just get in the end zone. Both of these defenses have just been doing such a good job just holding it down and making sure that, it's going to be a low-scoring affair. Twins to the top side of your screen there, and we do have a single receiver close in. Another handoff towards the outside there, and looking for a hole is Gomez. He almost had one, but just gets tripped up, and I know he's feeling a little frustrated there, as that does not go for a gain of anything, and it will be third down and about 10 here. So maybe think about switching it up on the outside run, as it's been snuffed out a lot. Adjustments have been made, and that is clear on the defensive side of the ball. They have made adjustments to kind of counteract for that sweep in outside motion there. So seeing, again, everything kind of line up here for Stony Point. Twins towards the top of your screen here. And Kennett Calabas takes the snap, drops back in his own end zone, has a deep man open. He catches it, and that is Gomez, who's just been an absolute target and an absolute weapon all year for this team. He's been a clear-cut must-start guy if you were to have him in fantasy, as he's just all over the field all the time. But a good job there. And Rhymes and Gomez doing a good job, both having huge catches, and that's just the big play that this offense really needed to get one out of the end zone. Kennett threw that from deep inside the end zone. So one, good job by the offensive line to hold the pressure, but good job as well. And we do have a reverse here. So reverse on the outside. Gomez again does a good job making a man miss. He just is so athletic, and they got to get him the football. So good job there. And Kennett Calabas, leading the way for the blocks. But we do have a penalty right there at the 45-yard line. So probably coming back here is probably something to do with holding. But we will see the call from the ref here in 1 second. So here's the call. Holding on the offense. So that will be backing up a good amount here, backing them up 10 yards. So it'll be a 1st and 20. So two big plays here. One gets negated completely for Stony Point, but they have to be happy that they are out of their own end zone at this point. Definitely wanting to score here with about 6 minutes left in this, 6 minutes, 40 seconds left in this quarter. Blitz coming. Kennett Calabas keeps it and gets drilled by a couple Rangers. So in on the action there was number 9, Caden Dees. He's been a beast all night. Name I haven't called yet, but he's been involved in a lot of these gang tackles, holding it down there. So good job on the outside coming across, making the play. But a lot of design QB keepers tonight for Kennett Calabas. He's shown his ability to run the ball before, but just getting kind of stuffed on that one. Got a few yards, made it a more manageable 2nd and about 14 here. And the play clock is winding down a bit. Not sure what's going to happen. Looks like we might call a timeout because there's 5 seconds. 3, 2. Yeah, they do call it. They end up calling a timeout here. So interesting use of timeout. Maybe just thought they couldn't get a play in on time. Not really sure what happened, but we are going to kind of just stick it here. I think we can just talk about how these defenses have just been playing lights out. I mean, getting some help from the offense's side of the ball, but ultimately just seeing both of these teams kind of fly to the ball and make some good plays on defense, opportunities for both sides to, change the game. And right now, this is one of those times. I think this is a big drive. This is a drive that, Stony Point has been able to get going. And this is a crazy game because, we haven't seen the Ranger offense really do much yet, but that's a capability. They've been able to score. I mean, they typically score about 28 points a game. Only one other game they didn't score above 20 was against MacLeod, and that was a game they lost. So we'll see it happen here. Potentially getting things going a little bit later on, but here comes Kenneth Calbus back to pass. Has a man open over the middle and throws it to him, and that's Freeman. And Freeman does a good job holding on there. So making a use out of chunk plays here, getting it down from a 1st and 20 to a 3rd and 7 situation. Got to be happy if you're Stony Point coming out of the huddle there, especially after the timeout, and making sure that you actually get some yards out of that, making it a little bit tougher. But here comes Aiden Green, number 6, quarterback. So every time he's come in, it's been a Wildcat offense, and we have usually seen them run the football. Now my colleague, Coach Bouchon, usually comes out and says, they've been doing that all year. Perfect time for pass. I think that might be the situation. So handoff there, gets dragged in the backfield, and Bolton does. And so that will put a fork in that drive there, as definitely some frustration over there from the coaching side. And, we see a punting unit come out onto the field unhappily, as there's 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So this is a quick game, folks. I mean, it's only 8:30 right now. We're almost getting to the end of this third quarter. So, both teams running the ball quite a bit, and not much scoring has, led the clock to just run. And ball just trickles back there. It almost gets blocked, but gets moved down the field. So back to return is number 4 for Vista Ridge, and he takes the ball out all the way down to the 50. Wow, he keeps moving and gets drilled. Oh, my. Oh, my. And we're going to have a flag on the play. Not sure what the flag is going to be for, but Chime Onyaka comes over there and just drills the return man. And that was number 4 returning the ball for them, who, is Cade Nathman. He's took a shot on that one. Really not sure what the call is going to be here, unless he was out of bounds and that was a late hit. But again, maybe no call on that one. Nope, there's the ref. He's going to take the ball up. Yeah, again, not sure what the call was there. But it does set up the Rangers with the best field position they've had tonight. And that will be at the 40-yard line of Stony Point. So starting from there, this Ranger offense looks to get back on track, as Stony Point's defense has been playing lights out. But this is the second drive of the half. So here we go. Ball gets thrown out wide, and that looked dangerously close to being a fumble. And some extra some plays over there. That's got to be a flag. So yeah, a scramble between two players. Definitely scrappiness going on right now between both sides of the ball. Really not sure what the penalty is going to be on. It might be offsetting penalties, but really just fighting for the extra inch, getting things going, and all the coaches come off the bench. So really good job there by the coaching units to try to step that up and really make a play. But I think this one is going to be going against Stony Point. Because that's the way the Vista Ridge's coaches are pointing right now. So potential big play call here. And again, folks, that was a pretty interesting play as it got stuffed. But ultimately, it looked like the pass could have been, if it was dropped, a fumble, because it was behind the quarterback where he threw it. So, again, could not see much from up here. But awaiting the call, and the refs are definitely deliberating on their response time. So we'll see what happens here. again, maybe offsetting penalties. That's what I think it probably should be. Didn't see anything from either side. Both of them looked like they're just kind of going at it towards the end. But we'll wait and get the call. And the referee looks like he's facing the opposite way, so he might be marching the ball backwards. However, it's not really. I'm not even sure what's going on. Okay, here we go. Personal foul on the defense. Personal foul on the offense. This penalty's offset. Yep, it'll be second down or third down. So loss of down, and I believe. Yeah, the Vista Ridge is saying it is only second down. So unless that is a loss of down, it should be second down. But we are just seeing a lot of confusion from both sides. Now they're changing it. That is second down. A lot of coaches on the field. This is taking a timeout pretty much for both sides. Both coaches are pretty heated right now at the referees, but Cheshire really wants them to move the ball back and for it to be third down. So as we await this call, I just want to always reemphasize, please feel free to, one, follow iHSFAN, subscribe, like the channel. Please throw this video a like. We really would appreciate it. It helps, just get everybody some more attention, the kids. You can share it with your family members after the game. Say, hey, look what little Johnny did. He had 2 touchdowns in this game. Hopefully that happens. But really just want to say thank you for joining us tonight. Happy to bring this to you. And please feel free to check out all the other iHSFAN network games going on right now, but also next week and the week after and the week after that. So 3 more games for all these teams, and then I think we'll be following them into the playoffs. Definitely have a few of these Round Rock teams going there as it sits right now, with only Vista Ridge and Manor really being the non-Round Rock schools in this district. So. And Vandergrift, of course. So really kind of is going to be seeing at least a couple. But really just confusing what's going on right now. It looks like the ball is now going to be 2nd and 5. So, again, very confusing last few moments here, folks. What had happened is we had a play. It got called for back to the line of scrimmage. And now we have a timeout. So I'm going to take a break because I'm tired of trying to figure this out, and I'll let y'all know what's going on once we come back.
Longtime MacLeod parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net.
Still trying to troubleshoot this one, folks. This is a tough one. So it does look like we will have a third down. So third down, and it looks like the ball was just go out of bounds where he got tackled. Third down and about 5 here for Vista Ridge. They'd love to get this first down here. This might be 4-down territory. Speed option to the outside and looks to get the corner. He does, and it will be short of the first down, so it'll be about 4th and 1 situation. And you got to expect that Vista Ridge is going to be going for this one, as they haven't had much on offense. This is the closest they've gotten. Maybe a bit tad out from field goal range, but maybe not. So a lot of confusion here tonight, folks. A lot of miscommunications, and Vista Ridge is needing to get a play call in here with about 12 seconds left to snap the ball. And it looks like they're just going to be doing a power run here with the quarterback and hand off to the outside. And Tristan Butler makes a huge play, and that will be 4th down and 5 situation or turnover on down. So, wow, a huge play. Vista Ridge really, really needed that to get back into this one, but they turned the ball over on downs, and the Stony Point team has got to be fired up for that defensive stand. And really just, the coaches continuing to talk to their team on defense there, that they got to have something going on these next drive. But frustration, that's what you can see on the face of all these Vista Ridge players as they are, just trying to get something moving. But it's just been tough sledding all day. Kenneth Calbus comes out on the offensive front, takes the snap, hands off again. Not much doing besides the first couple drives where they were able to run the ball, but, not being able to run it very successfully of late. And so it brings up a 2nd down and about 12 situation. So defense doing what they need to do on both sides of the ball here. They've really answered the bell and are trying to make these offenses do a lot of damage, but it's just not working at this point. So we do have Twins towards the top of your screen here. And Stony Point has had success throwing the ball, so maybe they stick to the run game here, but maybe not. And there we go, Kenneth Calbus, fake handoff. He has a man wide open, hits him in stride, and that is Bolton. He gets a 1st down situation. It almost looked like he could have gone for more if that ball would have been put on him a little bit harder. Maybe could have gone for 6, but that was a great play nonetheless, and creative play by these coaching staffs to get and design Bolton open, as he's been, out of the backfield a lot tonight. He's shown his true colors, been able to do a lot. So Twins to the top, trips to the top of your screen, one receiver out to the bottom, and we do see a direct handoff. No, that's Kenneth Calbus. He takes it out and tries to make something move, and he gets about 5 yards here. So some momentum brewing for Stony Point as they are continuing to just march down the field here. And Aiden Green comes in here for Kenneth Calbus. Again, he is the kind of sledgehammer for this team at quarterback. He'll come in and take a run, and he's a good runner. So they like putting him in there and getting a few yards if they need be. Wildcat situation, though. Handoff. Green takes it, and he gets about 2 or 3 yards, falling to make it about a 3rd and 3 situation. So be about 3rd down and 3 here. And going to see what's going to be going on offensively as, Stony Point's rushing to the line here. 1:40 to play in this 3rd quarter. So we have Twins to the top and Twins to the bottom of your screen here. Kenneth Calbus drops back, and the ball goes on the ground, and he just has to fall on that one. So a blown play, and again, these offenses are just, shooting any momentum they have in the foot, due to bad snaps and due to just some slow offensive play up in this point and good defensive play. That's really what it's come down to. But now a chance for Stony Point to flip the field again and make a tough situation out for Vista Ridge. But we have to watch out because there's been a few snaps that have been low for this Stony Point team. So here we go. Almost a high snap there. But ball gets away, and Lopez boots it, and that'll be caught right at the 22-yard line. So that's where the Rangers will set up shop. And let's see if they get anything brewing on this play, on this action of a drive, as it has been disappointing thus far, especially for a team that's able to score at a high clip that they are. I mean, just going to their past couple games, Westwood last week, 26 points scored before McNeil, again, only 6 points. But after that, Cedar Ridge 28, Clemens 24, Georgetown 28, Bowie 21, all putting up 21 points on these teams. So Rangers looking to score here. Drops back to passes as Arnott, and he gets sacked. Huge sack by Butler and Chime Onyaka, dropping them back even further. So that will bring it down to a second down and about 20 situation here, as Chime looked like unstoppable for us right now, and Butler, helps him wrangle him in. And that's kind of been the story, is this front four for Stony Point has just been causing too much havoc in the run game, too much havoc in the pass game for Vista Ridge to really get anything going. But here we go. Arnott takes the snap. He drops back again, has a screen pass, and this gets snuffed out a little bit, but, a good run after catch there brings the ball brings the ball, and I'm just laughing because the ref signaled for a first down, but that's the wrong stick marker. So it will be a 3rd down and 10 situation for the Rangers, and we will have that blow to the 4th quarter. So 4th quarter now, y'all. It will be 7-0 as the Tigers are leading the Rangers. And I'm going to take a short break, drink a sip of water, and we'll be right back.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045. RJAC Pressure Washing, Epoxy and Stain, veteran owned and operated, serving Central Texas for the last 10 years. Residential and commercial services available, here for all your decorative flooring needs. Call us at 512-593-8567. That's 512-593-8567.
It's the 4th quarter time. Now is where it gets real. So the Rangers are looking to set up shop and looking to try to get something going here. Time is 8:51. It is a beautiful night out, 75 degrees right now, and we are starting some 4th quarter high school football. This is a close one, folks. 7-0 here, and we are faced with a 3rd down and 10 for the Rangers. And Arnott looks back to pass, has a man open down the field, and just out of reach there, right on the tips of the fingers. If a little bit longer and a little bit bigger of a player, taller player, maybe that would have been caught for 6. But Arnott, again, has a man open deep and just, unfortunately misses him. So this Ranger offense, tough to find anything going, and it's even tougher when you make it hard on yourself taking a sack like that 10 yards back in the end zone. But now the Rangers punter, who's been booting the ball all over the field tonight, gets another shot to boot one away. And that's a beauty. Werner says that's dropping early, and again, a great bounce. And so most of these punts have been just absolutely beautiful bounces. So, again, looking at this game, it is a huge indicator of what's to come. I know a lot of these other teams in district are hoping that Stony Point is able to pull out the win tonight, only because Vista Ridge is slotted in for that 3rd spot right now in district. They're 2-1 in district right now, and there's 5 teams that are 1-2 or 0-3. So looking at that, a lot of those teams definitely want them to lose to go to 2-2 and give a bunch of shots, which I mentioned earlier, to be 2-2 as well and to fight for that last spot. But here we go. Kenneth Calabas comes out with his running back and gets a big hit right there, and the ball does come out, but I think that's Aiden Green. So Aiden Green takes the snap and he gets hit hard. Ball comes out, but he was down, so just creates a tougher situation now as it's 2nd down and about 11 here for the Tigers, who have saw some good offense in the 1st quarter, but haven't been able to put anything else on the board really this defense front has been doing such a good job containing. Kenneth Calbus throws it out to Tristan Rhymes, who catches it and gets drilled on the ground, but a good job getting open nonetheless. And he was drilled by, again, Tyler, number 17, whose last name I wish I knew how to pronounce. But he's been doing a good job punting the ball and also making a lot of tackles across field. So that will bring up a 3rd down and about 7 situation here for Stony Point. So seen a few big 3rd down situations where they've gotten the ball into a 1st down territory, but also seen a lot of drives that kind of sputter out. So wonder what coach is dialing up for this one. Drops back to pass is Kennick. He's got plenty of time and throws a deep ball over the middle, and that's caught by Tristan Rhymes. What an amazing player this guy is. He just is open anytime. He's like Jamar Chase calling for the ball. I'm always open, right? Him and Gomez have truly been a tandem that is terrorized these defensive units as they go off. And you got, if you cover one of them, you got to look out where's the other one coming from. So a good job using these athletic and long and very fast players that Stony Point has on the outside to, get them the ball. Gomez and Rhymes doing a good job of catching it too and making sure that they ensure their coach's safety with getting the ball. But here we go, handoff down up the middle, and that's Andrew, who gets about a yard. I'm sorry, Xavier. That's Xavier Hill. Andrew Hill is the older brother. And Xavier, takes the ball up about 2 yards there. So it would be a 2nd down and about 9 to 8 yards here. And obviously Stony Point definitely wanted to kind of chew up as much clock as they can with the neck is when they get the ball. Just the way their defense is playing, they got to be, excited about that. They're playing pretty lights out. But offensively, trying to control the rest of this game is definitely going to be a big factor. And so fake handoff here. Calbus throws the ball over the middle, and that's again to Gomez. So Gomez and Rhymes back to back on this drive, and that will be enough for a 1st down, just enough, that about 2 yards enough for a 1st down. So good job there of Calbus, seeing the pressure in his face and delivering a strike over the middle to Gomez, which was just enough for a 1st down. And not only does that keep the chains moving, keeps the clock moving. So offensive line doing a good job here on this drive as well. Trips to the outside and handoff to Hill, who's got a little bit of running room there, but just dances outside and gets about 3. So that does stop the clock. I guess not. Should have stopped the clock as he went out of bounds, but continued to go. And clicking down to about 8 minutes now into this game. So we're seeing the Tigers come out into a Twins form to the bottom side of your screen. They're trying to get it set up here. Got about 10 seconds to snap the ball. Kenneth Calbus takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and fakes a throw. Throws it out wide to Tristan, who catches it. Wow. What a throw and catch. He just kind of threw it up towards him. And Coach Cheshire is a little mad at Kenneth Calbus for that play. So not sure what's going on, but obviously a little bit of miscommunication. Nonetheless, a fantastic improvisation by Calbus as he faked the handoff, faked the throw, and then he delivered a strike over the middle where Rhymes, was just able to go up and get it over the smaller defender. So a really, really, really solid play all around, making something out of nothing on that one. And there it is, handoff to Hill again, who gets stuffed up. And just, the running game has kind of slowed down to a trickle here for Stony Point as it becomes a 3rd down and 3 situation. You do have a good kicker right now with, Lopez. He's been able to drill a few ones, but right now, I guess that was 3rd down, so apologies. It is 4th down. And Lopez is coming out to kick the field goal. So this could, put the game to a 2-score game and potentially icing out Vista Ridge. But here comes the snap and here comes the kick. Snap, kick is away, and it was blocked. Wow, a block kick, and that might be the spark that Vista Ridge needs to go through and get this game. Wow, away could have almost iced the game with, you know, that field goal, putting a little out of reach with being 2 scores. But now Vista Ridge is going to have a shot to drive down the field, put some points on the board, and, you know, whatever happens, happens from there. But, you know, up until this point, haven't had much success on the offensive front. 6 minutes and 31 seconds left in this one. Super getting really excited down to the wire. We'll try to get some scores for y'all here in a second for the other district games. But nonetheless, really liking what we're seeing here tonight from both of these teams. Arnott drops back to pass. It has pressure in his face, delivers a strike over the middle, and that is caught, but he gets driven back, and that is Tessafe. And score out at McNeil and Westwood, right at Kelly Reeves Athletics, right over there, if you guys can see those lights. That score is 7-7, McNeil Westwood still. And checking out the score in Manor and Cedar Ridge, it is 24-9 out there in Manor, Cedar Ridge. So Manor, you know, holding the lead, but Cedar Ridge, you know, scoring a few points. So, you know, tapping on the door. And I think both those games are still in the third quarter. This game's, you know, moving along a lot quicker as we got 5 minutes and 55 seconds left. And Arnott drops back to pass, comes backside and throws it just out of bounds. And Tessafe was the intended receiver, but that ball is clearly, you know, way out of bounds. And Caden Cook in coverage. So now we do have a break in the action as, you know, the incompletion creates a time for Vista Ridge to kind of set their feet and get their feet underneath them and call a good play here as they're not, you know, trying to rush up on the field. But time is ticking for this offense to get something going. 3rd down and 3. Got to think this is a 4-down situation. Handoff up the middle and gets stuffed and just continue. And, wow, jumped on top of it. So every single Stony Point Tiger in on that one. And that is Iverson, Collins, and Butler, and Mendez, and Cook, and Chime, and Garcia, and oh my goodness, just all of them were literally involved on that one tackle. So it brings it to a 4th and 2 situation here. Big time play call for Vista Ridge. Clock is ticking down, so 15 seconds to call this play in for this unit. But again, 4th down and 2. So if the defense need to get a stop right here, it would be huge. And they're lined up in a Wildcat position. And, wow, I don't think they got enough. I think that play was made by Caden Cook, who is the Cal commit. He does a good job sealing off that edge. And, yep, that is 4th down. They're off the field. And Vista Ridge, again, cannot come up with 2 yards. And Stony Point's defense, stout as they've been all night, looked incredible right there. I think just absolutely incredible. And, you know, Caden Cook had to make that play all on his own. You know, going up, if he didn't make that play, that could have, you know, been a much bigger run than that was, especially, you know, getting the 1st down, but maybe even a touchdown. I mean, there's no one else behind Caden Cook on that one. And, you know, you don't know the breakaway speed that runner had. But anyways, coming out here, Gomez looks to be limping a bit as he's running out. Not sure what that's about. Hope he's okay. He seems to be fine as he's taking reps. But anyways, Bolton takes a snap, and he gets about 2 or 3 yards. So, honestly, one of the better runs they've had in the past, you know, quarter or so. For Stony Point, they're looking to really just take as much time off the clock as they can. And if you're Vista Ridge, you know, you have 2 timeouts left. So, you know, you definitely have time in this game. Like, there's no doubt about it. The one thing you do worry about is being able to score, right? Because that has plagued you all night. And, you know, you see a big 0 on the scoreboards. But a lot of football still be played. 4 minutes and 16 seconds left in this one. And we do have a false start. So that will push back Stony Point a little bit further. And it will make that from a 2nd down and 7 to a 2nd down and 12. So 2nd down and 12 here for Stony Point. 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in this one. I think the goal of this drive right here is to get a 1st down, keep the ball, and keep the clock ticking down. And then maybe, a field goal works. Obviously had that last one blocked, but, have to trust your field goal unit, especially in a game like this where it's super close. But clock does start to run here. 3 minutes and 55 seconds left. So Kaba sends a man in motion, hands the ball off to Bolton again, who's got a little bit of daylight. Oh, he jumps out and gets the ball back to about the line of scrimmage. So it'll be a 3rd and 9 situation with close to 3 minutes coming off the clock. And we do see a timeout here from the Rangers. So got one left, and I'm going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with a little bit more of football.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility, and with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. covertford.com.
You are listening to Round Rock ISD football, presented by Covert Ford. Now let's head to the field with Zach Epstein.
And just another update for y'all real quick. That Westwood-McNeil game happening over at Keller Reeves Athletic Center is in the 4th quarter with about 7 minutes to play. 7-7 in that one. So winner of that one will become 2-2. Loser will be 1-3. And the winner of this one could be Stony Point. And he drops back to Pat. Kenneth Calbus has a man. He throws the ball up and out, but luckily just gets that one to fall harmlessly to the ground as he was being taken down by a defender there. So, if Stony Point is able to hang on to this one, they will go to 2-2. And if that's the case, then that means Vista Ridge will go to 2-2 in district. So a lot of things still at play, and Kenneth Calbus in this offense still out there. So coach obviously not trusting the kicking unit on this one, maybe a bit too far for a field goal. But Kenneth Calbus is also going to take a sense and just kick it away for a punt. And I think he booted that one a little too hard, but almost got caught at the goal line by Gomez, but he pushes it out of bounds. And so they will have a touchback instead of the ball being stopped at the almost the 1 yard line. So an opportunity there for Stony Point to really make it tough on this offensive unit that has had a lot of struggle this game. But ultimately, they're going to get the ball at the 20-yard line. So time to do something would be now if you're Vista Ridge. And, you play this whole game, you get down by a touchdown. You think that more are coming, but more haven't come. So it's 7-0. There's really not much else you need to do except go down and score to, make this a game. At this point, they need to put it up, or they need to get ready to go on to next week, because this is a huge drive right here. And on the opposite side, Stony Point is thinking the same thing. If they can ice this drive right here, game is more than likely over. So one last drive, and as long as there's no mistakes here, got to be expecting a lot of things from Stony Point. But, maybe throwing the ball a little bit more, 2-minute offense, that sort of deal. But confusion already for this Vista Ridge team. They're trying to get lined up in the right spot. So quarterback drops back to pass, and he has pressure immediately. Throws the ball over the middle, and that ball is almost intercepted by Heeson Yang. Should have been, but just falls harmlessly to the turf. Quarterback just threw it up, hoping that his receiver would grab it. But again, this is an interesting play call here, because it is his 2nd down at 10, and I think we are going to have an injury timeout here. So injury timeout here, and we're going to go to a quick commercial break.
The Lodge Poker. Visit Maze Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at mazestreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
You are listening to the Horn Webcast Network, powered by iHSFAN. If you're interested in advertising on or privately supporting this webcast, please reach out to us on Twitter at iHSFAN. All
right, so we're back here, folks. And here comes a 2nd down and 10 situation. Quarterback Alcott rolls out and looks like he's got pressure in his face and throws a ball over the middle, which is caught. I don't know if that will be enough for a first down. It does not look like it will, folks. So we'll have a 3rd down and about 1 situation here and another injury timeout here on the field. So we'll stick it here, but it just interesting enough, Stony Point, like I said, is in the middle of this race right now with, a bunch of other teams, and they're really fighting for, last 2 spots in that district, which really look up for grabs. Obviously, Round Rock and Vandergrift, the true and undisputed at this point top 2 teams. They actually played last night, and Vandergrift had their way with them winning 45-3. So, Round Rock has had an interesting year so far with, 0-3 start, then a 3-0 start in district, and then obviously that loss last night to Vandergrift. So, you kind of expect them to kind of, be right in that 2nd place, for the rest of district, as, we kind of understand where all these other teams are at in terms of being able to play. Westwood has 2 losses in district. They played a few tough teams, Vista Ridge, and also I believe Round Rock and Vandergrift. So, definitely seeing them there. But we're going to get you right back into the action here. It is 3rd down and 1, and the clock is rolling. So we have about 3 minutes left. Backup quarterback is in here. Anderson, ball's on the turf, and that might do it, folks. That might do it. That miss handoff leads to Chime Onyaka scooping it up. And this offense has to come off the field, unfortunately. So a huge opportunity blown. And I do have a score update for us. It looks like Westwood was able to get into the end zone versus McNeil. So McNeil has a chance, and you can feel free to jump onto that on the other channel of the iHSFAN network. Got a few games in there, but if it comes down to this one, folks, Stony Point starts with their own ball, with the ball at the opponent's 25-yard line, folks. So this is a huge opportunity either for Stony Point to ice this game and go in and score, or just run the ball out. But you got to be smart here. We just saw a turnover happen, first turnover of the game by Vista Ridge, and something they didn't expect. But obviously Stony Point does not want that to happen to themselves. So first down here. Kenneth Calbus hands it off. Just a nice handoff to Bolton. And first time we've seen a run go for about 5 yards from this unit in the second half. This defense has been absolutely insane in terms of being able to stop the run. Really having to rely on the passing game for Stony Point up until this point. But we do see a timeout, and the final timeout here by Vista Ridge. And this might be the last drive of the game if Stony Point gets their way. But it is an exciting game here, at least for the Tigers. Rangers fans are obviously not necessarily happy with the offensive performance, but defense you got to be excited about. I mean, this defense has looked really incredible all night tonight, very buttoned up, only letting, a few big plays kind of pass them, but bend don't break defense. Nonetheless, Kenneth Calabas looking to snap the ball here. So 0 timeouts left for Vista Ridge. They're looking to get a stop here and hopefully, get the ball back. But, Bolton doing everything he can to keep that clock churning. And so 40 seconds is what is allotted to the play clock for high school. So, about 2 minutes and 30 seconds here left in the game. Stony Point, can get this first down right here and ice it. Maybe not even have to go down and score. But they do need to get the first down because this is only going to take them to about, even if they get stuffed on this next play, could leave about a minute and about 20 seconds left on the clock for Vista Ridge to get something going, which, they haven't been able to just yet, but all you need is one play. So handoff here again to Bolton. He has a little bit of room, but gets stuffed again, stuffed like a Thanksgiving turkey. So he does not go anywhere, and that will create a 4th down situation. One good thing is he did not go out of bounds. So, again, minute 45 left, 30 seconds left on the play clock. Vista Ridge, if they get a stop right here, they'll have what it takes to get up the field, and it just really depends on if Stony Point wants to take the timeout and just kick the field goal, which they might do. They'll probably bring it all the way down and then kick the field goal. That's probably what we'll see. But right now, we'll see a timeout, and it will be a pretty brief timeout. We're going to take one just brief break. We'll be right back.
Longtime McNeil parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net.
Hey, folks. Thank you for joining us here today. I'm really happy to bring this one to y'all and super excited about this game. And right now we do have the offense out onto the field for Stony Point. So needing only 4 yards right here, and they get it. They get exactly what they need the second time tonight. and Stony Point coaches to our side are just hyped up because that is exactly what that means. They get the penalty call and they will get the first down. So Stony Point has to be feeling good. Coaches are wrapping up a little bit, and all they have to do is just kneel the ball out to win this game. So victory formation here for Stony Point. And they look excited here, folks. Only needed a touchdown to do it because the defense said, "We got y'all. Don't need to even score again." So they'll be taken down. And we'll have just the clock run down to about 30 seconds left. And then we'll have them snap it one more time and knee it. And then we'll go and be on our day. But this game absolutely changes the outlook of the season for everybody. If Stony Point was unable to get the win tonight and Vista Ridge was to go to 3-1 on district, that means the rest of the units below them had a lot of catching up to do. Now, Vista Ridge does have a tough schedule ahead of them, like I mentioned before. Next week they go to Manor, who Manor is beating Cedar Ridge right now. So they'll most likely go to 2-2, which will be a 2-2 matchup between Cedar Ridge and Manor next week. And then following that, they have number 1 Vandergrift and number 2 Round Rock. So they need to probably get a win next week in order to keep this playoff dream alive, because a lot of these other teams are in control of their own destiny. With Vandergrift and Round Rock at the end of the year, There's not complete losses. Like, we're not just, signing the loss, but it is going to be tough to beat Vandergrift. And then Round Rock has shown to be a great team to beat in district, although losing, their first 3 games. So it's going to get really interesting, folks, like I said. So I'm going to check in on the score for McNeil and Westwood right now. Westwood, again, was winning the game. Oh, wow. And it looks like McNeil just tied it up against Stony or against Westwood. So really, things are really getting heated up over there at the Palace right now. And the winner of that game, both of those teams are 2-1 as well, or 1-2 as well. The winner of that game would go to 2-2. The loser would go to 1-3. So after this game, we're gonna have Manor at 2-2, Stony Point at 2-2, Vista Ridge at 2-2, and then Westwood and McNeil. One of those teams will be 2-2, one of them will be 1-3. So the 1-3 team will, slide to that 7th spot in district, right below the other 2 teams, right below the other 4 teams that will be, 2-2. And so those 2-2 teams are going to be battling out. I mean, next week for Stony Point, they have Westwood, and then they have McNeil, and then they have Manor. So, could be facing a 1-3 team, a 2-2 team. But right now, it is a very, very good game. And folks, I would please implore you to go watch the iHSFAN network stream for the Westwood and McNeil game that is happening right now on the same network on YouTube. Find out what happens. We know that Stony Point got this win. Now go check out some other games in the district. Please feel free to do that, and make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate y'all, watching every week, and for everybody here, I really appreciate y'all listening to me blabber on, especially without my partner Mickey Bouchong, who usually is out here with me, and we'll bring y'all some action in Manor, but the McNeil crew and the Westwood crew for the next 2 weeks will be taking over the games for Stony Point. So luckily you guys won't have to hear my voice anymore. Just a few closing remarks before we kind of get out of here and, everybody goes about their weekends for this game. Like I said, district is completely wide open at this point. There's no number 3 team. There are 4 teams that are 2-2. And from here, all of those teams control their own destiny. The 2 teams that are pretty much front and center and going to be going to playoffs already is Vandergrift and Round Rock. And that is true. Vandergrift is 7-0, 4-0 in district. I don't know if they'll lose a game this year until deep in the playoffs. Like, they are a front runner for the state championship, and that is really ridiculous to say that you have in the district that you would play in. So Round Rock, again, interesting year this year for them, going 0-3. But now 3-1, and Vista Ridge drops to 5-2 on the year, 2-2 in district, and Stony Point goes to 4-3 on the year, 2-2 in district, and again, like, we are seeing a lot of other action going on in the game right now, and looking at McNeil versus Westwood, I'm watching right now, trying to just close out this game, but also let y'all know that game is going on right now. And we'll try to get a final score here for Manor as well. It looks like Cedar Ridge is losing 15-30 right now against Manor. It looks like they might make it 16. And I do have an update for y'all. So Westwood did end up going on the board, and they are up 17-14 there. So a couple minutes left in the game for McNeil and Westwood. But I'm going to close this out here, folks. I really appreciate y'all watching us. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Again, we'll be bringing y'all some more Stony Point football in the future, as well as the rest of Round Rock ISD. This has been a broadcast presented by Covert Ford on the iHSFAN network, and we presented by Covert Ford, like I said, for all of Round Rock ISD. So super excited to bring this one to y'all tonight. Please keep watching the network and watch the game over at Westwood and McNeil, because that one's going to come down to the wire. Again, I appreciate y'all tonight, and I hope y'all have a wonderful evening with your families. Please stay safe, and everybody, just, everything going on in the world.